Hi, folks. Rick Berube here. Another Facebook Live here on Thursday, and we are very lucky today to have Stan Abraham. Hey, Stan, how you doing this morning, my man?
Morning, Rick.
Good. I
Doing
would
real
tell
good.
him and John. Okay, their team. They were number 2 in their office last year, which it's a really awesome office. And then you were number 10 in all of Arizona, all of our 1,100 agents. So you guys had a tremendous year, and I know you're having a tremendous year this year. And I'm lucky because you've been in my coaching now for almost 5 years. I've been with the company almost, what, 6.5? And you've been in my coaching, I think, right from the beginning.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
So it's great
Hey,
to have.
you're not lucky. I'm lucky to be with you guys. And the group's awesome.
Yeah,
Always motivating me to do better.
it's a great
I like that.
relationship when it's mutual like that. No, it is really.
Yeah, I like that pressure. You see all these top agents talking about what they're doing, and then I keep thinking, wait a minute. I better step up.
Yeah.
I got to report back to Rick in 2 weeks.
And how about that
That's
group you're
good.
in too? You're in a great group. You got some really great agents in that group.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay, Stan, well, do me a favor. Tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and about your team and all that good stuff, please.
I got into the business back in 2004. Had a neighbor that was a realtor. He bugged me for about a year, said, hey, Stan, you don't like what you're doing, so why don't you become a realtor, work with me? So I was working a full-time job. Took me about 6 months to get my license, got it, and went right into it. He used to do short sales back in the day, back in '04. So I'd go to his house every morning. He'd give me a stack of letters to hand knock, about 10, 12 folks. So I'd drive about 100 miles a day. He'd say, go to this house, this house, this house. I know the banks. I know I can work with these guys. So that's what I did for about 3 months. Back then, you would think people didn't know about short sales, but no, even back then, the competition was very fierce. The folks that would open the door for me would show me a stack of letters this thick that they had received from other people doing the same thing I was doing. But I was one of the few that actually door knocked.
Right.
It was a, it was an interesting time. I had like one deal a week out of it.
Wow.
So let's say I went to 50 doors, I'd get like one deal.
That's not bad.
And
Yeah.
you see, it was very targeted, Rick. It wasn't a random 50 doors. We knew these people were in trouble, so we gave them a solution.
Right. Yeah. And back then with the short sale, if you would help them hold their hand through the process, they would work with you. You just got to be
Yeah,
the person that got there at the right time. And hopefully you knew what you were doing, which obviously you guys did.
yeah. And you know what I learned from that is don't be afraid of 10 other people going after the same thing because it's a person that it's timing. It's them meeting you face to face sometimes that makes a big difference. How are you going to be different than all the other guys that have been trying to do the same thing?
Right. Right.
Provide the extra level of service, show that you care, be genuine about it. I think that makes a difference.
Absolutely. All right, great stuff. All right, so give us a little your production level over the years. I know you guys have grown and maybe a little bit of how you do your business and all that good stuff.
You know, I'll tell you what I didn't do right. And Charlie will, our broker, will always remind me, Stan, remember I used to tell you to keep in touch with all your contacts, get a CRM? Well, I didn't do it for a long time, man. I wish I had. When the market crashed, we had a ton of business. I had a lot of contacts with banks. The business partner I worked with, Lima Perkins, she used to have contacts with a lot of banks, and I used to do all her correspondence. So when she was getting ready to retire, guess what? All the banks started working with me. I had like 15 different accounts. So I had a ton of clients, but I didn't keep track of them. So if there any new agents on this call, don't do the mistake I did.
Right.
Get people into a CRM. And the VAC2, I took a peek look this morning. It looks really good. It looks very simple and really functional. So I'm excited to get that rolling. Yeah, keep track of folks. Call them once every quarter. Rick, same thing you've been saying. It's the easiest source of business.
Yeah.
Your past clients, they already know you.
Right. You've done a tremendous source of. You've worked on your database and your sphere in the last few years a lot, and I know that you've really picked up your business because of it.
I just got on the phone this morning with a gentleman who I sold him a duplex back in 2005. And we've been in touch back and forth. And this morning he said, all right, Stan, I'm going to list with you. Give me a week to get the property manager, called and all that stuff. And he was concerned about COVID. Is our house is still selling? How do we show a house? Once I explained how things work, it was like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Good.
And I've got another one I was speaking about earlier, the knock program that we have, where you can do the trade-in. Well, I called a client that I sold her first condo, over 10 years ago, 15 years ago. She bought one of my REO bank-owned properties, a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo for $29,000. She had just graduated from ASU. Then I got her a bigger house, and now she's ready to move to an even bigger house.
Yeah.
So my point being, don't forget your past clients.
No. That's where the gold is.
Yes, that's where the gold is. And trust me, I've made a ton of mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But your old clients, stay in touch, especially now with social media and stuff. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, and you just mentioned the key words there. You said the VAC20. To me, it's like a big iPhone. You can figure it out as you go. Obviously, watch all the training videos, and they're right in there too. You can watch them. But if you actually get organized about your database, your CRM early on in your career, and you keep track, just like I teach in Success Series, you can link those deals up just like you just did. Well, I did this one 10 years ago, and then their cousin, sister, and you'll have multiple streams of deals based off that one transaction. If you're keeping
absolutely. And we sign on to a program that keeps track of people's values, and it emails them. It's something similar to what we're going to have in VAC2. It's like a 75% open rate. The best conversations are when you call your past clients and let them know, hey guys, you've got about $150,000 in equity. Do you realize that?
Right.
It's always great to call people with good news.
Right. Yeah.
and another thing I've been doing is, and this is thanks to Mark Stark, is the birthday calls.
Yeah.
I look forward to Mark's call every May 31st when he leaves me either a message or I'll speak to him in person. And I kept thinking, wait a minute, if I love it so much, I'm sure my clients will like it too. So every morning I check my phone. I put the birth dates in there, and I go, for repeat annually. I call them regardless if they pick up the phone or not. And I had one client that texted me back. I wished him a happy 4th of July. He never responds to me. He sent me a text message saying, hey, Stan, thanks for all the updates and thanks for all the wishes. I appreciate it. His first response in 4 years.
Right.
He's ignored every one of my attempts to reach him, every single one.
Right.
But that they're getting it.
Right. And you told me that same story with a guy about a year ago who, after about 2-3 years, called you and said, okay, I'm ready to sell my house now. Remember that one?
Yeah. That was no, this is another guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the other one was my biggest sale. I got him as a renter. He and his wife had split and they needed a place to rent. So I got him his first rental. And then they said, one day my company's going to blow up and I'm going to live in Arcadia. Okay, yeah, no problem. Just let me know. So I'd call him every year. Happy birthday, no response. Merry Christmas, no response. Nothing. About 3 years later, he goes, hey, I've been getting all your calls. And I tell my girls, look, it's Stan calling me on my birthday. So
that's what I do. Mark always calls me, and my birthday's Christmas. Like he calls every.
Oh yeah.
No,
so my wife's.
Yeah. Oh really? Yeah. So I know about 10 a.m. A lot of times it's when I'm getting off, because a lot of times I fly back to the East Coast on Christmas. It's the best day to fly on because there's fewer people. Everybody's in a good mood, because it's Christmas. Right. So, but that extra touch that you do, even when, to me, what that tells you about this person is, it tells you what their personality style is. Drivers look at it and go, oh, that's nice, and they're on to something else. Expressives want to call you, oh, that's so amiable as they want to call you. So you can't take it personally. You just be consistent, and then the deals happen. That's the key right there.
Yeah, I got another client that's never called me back, and despite of all my calls, so I'm still going. Every holiday, every birthday, I call him. One of these days, I'll break him down. He'll
Yeah,
call me back.
exactly. Just keep calling them. Okay, so you guys obviously have had several great years. Last year was a great year for you guys. How are you doing this year with all the craziness versus last year?
We had a slower start this year. I had a few folks that actually said we're going to just kind of slow down and pause. That was about for 3 weeks, and then things changed. So we now people are. I think people just wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah,
They figured out that hey, it's not the end of the world. We just have to do a few things a little different, and we're back on. My message to everyone I speak to is, hey, are you a buyer? You'd be crazy not to buy right now. Interest rates are at rock bottom.
right.
I've
I
been
just
calling
saw.
folks.
I just saw
Sorry, go ahead.
on right before I walked in here that the fixed 30-year mortgage is like 3.03 or 3.1. It's the best. It set another record. And if you want to get a 15-year fix, you can get it for like 2.5, even 2.25. I think you can find if you really want to. That's
Yes,
incredible.
yeah. I got several of my clients refinanced with our lender. Some VA 2.375, 30-year fixed.
That's free.
Yes, that's free.
That's free.
And great conversation pieces.
Right.
Like, hey, you're not ready to sell? No problem. Why don't you refinance? Save some money.
Yeah.
And so,
Even if you have 25 years, 23 years left, refinance from to a
yeah,
15-year mortgage and drop your rate. The payment probably won't even change, if at all.
right. Payments don't change. So, yeah, from a buyer perspective, awesome time to buy. If you're a seller, I've been looking at numbers every single day since January the 1st. We're down 44%. I think we have 6,600 homes on the market for sale.
Hmm.
And we have so many folks moving here, like we said earlier, from California, from other places. Um, there is a big demand for housing.
Right. There is. And you, like you just said, you know what's funny? I started with the company, like I said, six something years ago. And there was, in Arizona, if I remember correctly, there was 50 something thousand homes on the market.
Uh,
Do you remember that?
yeah,
Yeah, now there's what? What did you just say? 60?
6,600.
Yeah. And in Vegas, there's even less than that. So
Wow.
what does that tell you about your market? Hot as hell.
It's hot. People are moving here. Jobs are moving here. An investment firm, $1 billion investment firm in Seattle is moving down here.
Mm,
Um, there's a Taiwanese semiconductor firm opening up a 12 billion with a B plant in Phoenix. That's going to bring in about 1,600 jobs. So I love researching stuff like this. So when I speak to clients, some folks just need some reassurance.
yeah.
And I tell them, look, Phoenix is a great place. You have all this stuff happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me give you some reassurance. Stop watching
Yeah,
the news and look at the facts because they don't give you the facts, unfortunately.
no, no, and it's amazing how people sometimes focus on just a few things and get stuck there. So I feel my job is to just give them the big picture. Look, you know, I don't know about Michigan. I don't know about Detroit. All I know is Phoenix. I
Yeah.
can talk to you about Phoenix.
That's right. And Phoenix numbers are good. Even if there's a little
Yes,
surgence in Arizona, the real estate market doesn't care. It's
that's
cranking.
right. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. So then you started off a little slow, but year over year, are you a little ahead, a little behind, same place? What would you say?
We are about $1,600 behind.
Okay.
That's not bad considering we had what was it, March is when we had a little bit of a slowdown and then it starts picking up again.
Right.
Our listings are selling quick. Um, it's if you have a buyer if you're a first-time home buyer, sometimes it's a little challenging, but you know what? John and I, we get the job done. So our goal for the first half of the year was 33 sales. We have 28. So we're a little behind.
Yeah, that's not bad. Five behind. You can make that up,
We'll make it up. We'll make
especially
it
with the
up.
third and fourth quarter. That could be, I mean, it could be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And I'm starting to get the word out on this knock program. I have a few more people to talk to about. Once they find out how easy and how what kind of a convenience it is, I think we'll see even more deals.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It is a great program. All right. So you're just a touch behind, but that's fine because you still have six
Yeah.
months. And you're going to have a less distraction 6 months too, I would imagine.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than the fact that we got this crazy thing in November. What do they? Oh yeah, an election. Wow, it's already starting too. But once again, you got to eliminate the noise. Do your job. I sound like Bill Belichick there. Eliminate the noise. That's the saying in the Patriots locker room. Eliminate the noise. He means the media, just like with us. And do your job, which is you know exactly what you need to do from a number standpoint, a conversation standpoint, and everything day by day, don't you?
Stay positive.
Yep.
And I wake up every morning thinking, okay, I got to reach 3 to 5 people that, I think Mark Stark talks about having meaningful conversations. If I hit 3 to 5 people every day, I feel great for the rest of the day.
Right.
I can relax in the evening. If I don't, I feel like I had a crappy day. And something you told me a long time ago, just trust in the process. Don't worry about the end result right away. You just keep doing what you're supposed to do, and it'll happen like magic.
I totally agree with that. That's absolutely. I learned that from Deepak Chopra when I met him in 1993. That was his whole talk for 4 hours. Trust the process.
Yes.
And I always remember that. It was incredible to meet him. And anyway, so let's do this since we have a little bit of time left here. You tell me now. You're brand new, or you're my favorite question I ask all you guys. You're brand new, or you want to take your business to the next level. What would be the 3 most important things you would tell people to focus on?
I would focus on let everybody in your sphere know that you're a realtor.
Okay.
Keep in touch with them at least once a quarter. Call them on their birthdays. Call them on every single holiday. I do. I don't do a group blast text. I do personal text messages. I try to hit 100 people for every single holiday. So your sphere, make sure you get in touch with them. I've got business from people that I do business with, other business folks. They've been a great source of leads for us. It could be your pool guy, it could be your flooring guy, it could be your car mechanic. Don't ignore those people. You're already doing business with them. Open houses, a great way to meet new people.
Mm-hmm. Open house. You can have them in Arizona too, which is awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And Mark had a great video, I think it was yesterday, about neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And don't go too big. Focus on
hyper
like 500
local
houses.
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant. I mean, he's not saying anything that's new, but sometimes we need to hear it just to remember. Oh yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah.
I've been mainly calling my sphere, doing some open houses, because I get leads from different sources. So, but as a new person, open house, there's plenty to go around. Your sphere, talk to the people you do business with. Let's see.
Tell them what John does at malls.
What's that?
Tell him what your partner does when he goes walking the malls, especially this time of the year where it's hot out, but it's air conditioned inside. He gives them the market updates, and he walks through the malls and he passes them out.
Yeah. He'll pass out updates, and he'll get them his business card and just chats with them. Yeah, John's a natural.
You know what I love what he said when I interviewed him at Success Series? He goes, "You go to a mall and you talk to the employees. You're a customer. They have to be nice to you, so they take it from you." That's great. I love it.
Yeah, and don't let this COVID stuff stop you, or because people are still buying and selling houses.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. That's why we were considered essential right from the beginning.
Yeah, and it's also nice to listen to something positive in the morning when you wake up. I've been guilty of listening to a lot of negative stuff. I used to listen to talk radio all the time. I stopped 100%.
Yeah, good for you.
I can't. I remember Mike Ferry talking about turn off all the news, and I said, "What? No way! I'm a newsaholic,
news junkie." Yeah.
No, I get it because it's full of negative information.
Yeah.
Listen to like 5 minutes of something positive, right, just to get your mind going right.
Yeah, it goes back to that setting the right mindset because it's absolutely critical about your business. How are you going to do that day? And my little joke is, being from New England, a positive attitude in New England is much when you're positive, it stinks. That's not what I'm talking about either. Positive, it's going to work out for you. Listen to the and there's so much good stuff on, even like YouTube. YouTube has audiobooks. I mean, everything is on there that you. I mean, most of the audiobooks you'd want to listen to, you can listen to on YouTube for free. So you have no excuse today not to be working on your mindset and have a routine for it.
Yeah, and like you said, there's so many different things on YouTube that you can pick somebody that you kind of feel a connection with and watch it. Watch him or her. There's a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Totally agree. Totally agree. All right. Any final thoughts today, Stan the Man?
Stay positive is my final thought. Is don't let this COVID-19 think, this is not the end of the world. Things are going to work out. This is a great market we're in.
Yeah.
If you're a buyer, it's the best time to buy a house. There was a stat that came out by Tina Tambor. She does all the analysis for real estate in Arizona. She said it's cheaper to buy a house in regards to monthly mortgage payments now versus 10 years ago because of mortgage rates.
Right.
10 years ago, we were at 6-something%. Now it's 3.2, or if you're a VA, 2.3. Like you said, Rick, it's free money.
It's free. And if it's free, how bad could it be? The old thing, and I love those Tina Tambor stats because she talks about, first off, there's so much movement going on in the country, with all this political stuff about defund the police. If you live in LA County, if I'm a baby boomer and I'm in LA County and I'm worried about any of that stuff, why wouldn't I take my house I paid $35,000 for 25, 30 years ago, now that's worth $750 to $900? Sell, move to Arizona or Nevada, cash, have a bigger house for half the money and bank the rest. And you're seeing a lot of that happening. New York, New York in the last 2 months has had more people move out of it than ever. Where are they going? A lot of them go to Florida, but a lot of them move out here, Arizona, Nevada. It's great places to live. Everything's new here. So you're going to see a lot of that. And what is Phoenix? Isn't it the 5th largest city in the country, right?
I think we're going back and forth with Houston. We might be close to being the 5th again, but I think we have 7 million people or something like that. It's growing by leaps and bounds.
No, yeah, you have pretty close in the whole Phoenix area, almost 7 million people. Yeah.
7 million, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Stan, this was incredibly awesome. I really appreciate you taking your time out today and spending a little time with us. Thanks.
Thank you.
And the crowd goes crazy, right? All right, Stan, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.